Today, with the latest on those charges being filed in connection to the deadly crash in Fond du Lac County, Sanju Padel was charged today with 2 counts of providing alcohol to minors, resulting in death. Prosecutors say she sold that alcohol to 16-year-old Nevin Zock and Tommy Koenigs. Their deaths in a crash on Golf Course Drive in Taycheedah back in January. Padel facing up to 20 years now in jail and $50,000 in fines. Our Emily Roberts has been in court today going over the criminal complaint. So, Emily, let's start with that. What did we learn from the criminal complaint, about the events leading up to the crash that night?
Chris, let me set up a little bit of a timeline for you. So what we've learned from these court documents is that the victims, as you mentioned, Zock and Koenigs, they were trying to purchase alcohol. They went to 2 different gas stations. First, we're learning on January 20th, they went to an Amico station, and we could see through surveillance video as well as cell phone data tracking them to that station that they were attempting to purchase some beer and some rum. They got turned down. You can see them chatting with the clerk in these surveillance videos. And then around 20 minutes later, they ended up at a Shell station. Now that is where these charges come from. These charges stem from because the alcohol sale went through at this Shell station. So that was on January 20th. And then just a few hours later, that is when that deadly crash happened. And after that crash, their blood alcohol toxicology reports actually came back that the 2 teens who died had blood alcohol levels of 0.03 and 0.12.
All right, so Emily, let's go back to that surveillance video that captures the clerk that has now been charged selling them the alcohol. This was, well, we're coming up on 4 months now. You would think that investigators and authorities had that video rather quickly. So why has it taken so long for these charges to come?
Fond du Lac County District Attorney Eric Toney tells me that whenever they're filing charges, they want to make sure that everything is done right, that they have everything that they need to make this be successful, to make this have, minimal problems, minimal roadblocks. So they go through all of the steps necessary. One of the factors that goes into this is that actually the woman who is charged, she has family ties out of the country. So they say that she was actually in Nepal visiting her sick father. She did end up coming back, but when investigators were looking into this crash, she actually wasn't in the area. Another pretty big factor that goes into this is that there are a lot of moving parts to an investigation, and the State Patrol actually looked into the vehicle that hit the tree and ended up killing these teens. So they were putting together that report for months, and actually the Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office just got those results back on May 9th. So, really just a couple days ago. And those results did say that there were no mechanical problems that would have led to this crash. But you can see how there's a lot of pieces there.
All right, Emily, thanks so much for that. Again, bond now has been set at $25,000 for Ms. Padel, and you will have more on this coming up tonight at 5.